7,000 miles from home. Yes, miles away, cuffed to the bloody bed. This is a real story. What happened to me in Philippines, Manila. And the next thing is, I'm wondering, am I going to be dead or am I going to be alive when I get there? This all started with a normal relationship. And what happens? It gets even worse as we get on further. And the dreadful thing was, she was as jealous as hell. Yes, 1 second or 1 minute me looking the wrong way, she'd get so jealous. I'd get a smack around the face. Yes, I did put up with it. But, you know, I used to laugh about it because, she's so small and cute, like you do all these women. But anyway, I didn't want to go to the Philippines. But it come into a bit of money at the time. I'm pretty skint, guys. My old man rang me, told me, oh, son, I got a check here from you. I don't know how much it is. So anyway, it was about 14.5 grand. I never had so much money. So we ended up, we go to the Philippines. So I get on the plane. I'd only been on the plane 5 minutes. I looked at this bit of crumpet across. I thought, well, that's nice, smack right across the face. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what has he put up with it for? I was on the plane by then, and I'm already thinking to myself, what shall I do? Shall I get off the bloody plane? This can't carry on like this. We landed in Manila. The dreadful thing with all this is, we've been together almost 2 years. We've seen him incredible sights. We had good memories together. But, this going to the Philippines seems to have changed her head. But, we've been all over Europe together. We've had some fantastic holidays. And what happened next just changed everything. So after being in the Philippines for a week, she said, I've got some friends coming. She didn't say who they were or anything. So this is the point where we get to. She tells me, it's a bloke. I said, listen, bloke turns up, I pack my suitcases. I really had enough by then. We'd been getting along really good, the holiday, she'd take me to places. But all this, and then the next thing is, I said to her, darling, I'm not having this. You want somebody to come here. Well, I've been with you almost 2 years. And then the next thing is, I said, I'll pack my bags. So she said, before you go, have a drink. So I said, okay, I'll take the drink. I had the drink. And then I woke up in the morning, drugged to the hilt. On a bed, handcuffs, stretched out. Yeah, stretched out I was. What do you do? I thought life or death, what's going to happen to me? Is this for real? Or is this, I think I started to cry. I thought this is the end. Someone's going to kill me. Yes, he'd handcuffed me and they were police handcuffs. They weren't no kiddly widdly things. She had gone off for 2 days and what was she thinking? Leaving me like this? No toilet, no food, laid out on the bed. Anyway, what happened the next ski? She turns up, and then she and her son said, they got me out of the handcuffs. I just wanted to get out the door. I didn't know where I was. I hadn't a clue where I was going. But the story, the horror story hasn't finished yet. The next thing is, what happens is, I'll get on a plane and go back to London. So, right, we get back to London. I've got a brand new vehicle. There was a bit of trouble with the finances and stuff like that because somehow she had messed up the addresses and stuff. Brand new Vitara. It was the top of the range, it was. Yeah, I didn't lose too much money. It's just paying for it on finance. So anyway, like 2 or 3 months later, she turns up like the bad penny. We had problems with jealousy, real bad one. I even took her to have therapy, and that still didn't work. I can remember coming across London Bridge one night. All my things ended up at the back on London Bridge. They did. We had a copper out to come out and help me put it all back in again. She said, "Well, let's go back to the hotel." I know it's all crazy, guys, but this is what happens in relationships. So the next thing is, anyway, I said to her, if you want to, I think we should just call it a day, darling. So the next thing is, anyway, I'll go to work, come back, my car had gone, my brand new Vitara. So there it is, guys. That what's happened to me when I went to the Philippines. But, with this girl, it never ended. Tell me, have you ever had something similar to this? What, she's had a jealous girlfriend, or maybe she's jealous, or Maybe, you know, you have a girlfriend which comes from the bar in Thailand. I don't know. But anyway, guys, if there's anything which you'd like to know about relationships, I've had a few, believe me. I've been married twice to 2 Thai girls. If there's anything you really like to know, anything about my channel, or come and join me, but subscribe to the channel would be fantastic to have you guys. This is a true story. I can think of many other things what have happened to me along the way. Silly me, yeah, but it's what happened to foreigners in a foreign country, isn't it? So we look forward to seeing you again next week, guys. Something different. Probably something about Thailand next time. What's happened to me there, or what's happened to you down there in Pattaya? Anyway, we'll see you next week, guys. Take care.